Greetings, BookTube. I am still working my way through Before the Muses, an anthology of Akkadian literature by Benjamin Foster. And as I mentioned before, I plan to make videos about anything in here that's interesting or more substantial. And today I came across the Agushaya poem, which Benjamin Foster places in the classical period of Akkadian literature. I've done a little bit of research on this. There's a Wikipedia article on this poem, which I'll link to in the description down below. There is also at least one other YouTube video on this poem by the Digital Hammurabi, YouTube channel that specializes in Akkadian literature. And they have a video where the channel, the woman behind the channel actually reads out the whole poem. And she uses actually this same translation, the one from this book, Before the Muses by Benjamin Foster. I'm not quite sure how that works with public domain laws. I would have thought that would have been something that could get you in copyright trouble to read out a whole translation. But I don't know. If anyone knows anything about the copyright laws behind this, let me know in the description down below. But I'm not going to bother trying to read it out. One, because I'm wary of the copyright. And two, because she already did such a great job of it. She's got a very nice, soothing voice. She reads out the whole poem with the text on the screen, so you can see where there are gaps in the text. And then at the end, she gives some commentary on it. So by all means, if you're interested in this, check out her video. But the poem is about Ishtar, who, as I understand it, was the Akkadian god of both love and war. So kind of like Venus and Mars mixed together. And this is a poem praising her, but there's also a narrative mixed in with this poem. So it starts out that Ishtar is a really fearsome and terrible god, and she's going around with great energy, terrorizing everything and smiting everything and causing great melee in her celebrations. Ea, who may or may not have been her creator, it seems a little bit ambiguous in this poem, is a little bit concerned that she's going too far, so he calls together a council of the gods to decide what to do about Ishtar. The other gods said, well, we can't stand up to her, so it's going to be up to you to stand up to her. And Ea creates a counterpart to Ishtar using the dirt from beneath his fingernails and by spitting. Oh, hey guys, I'm busy doing a video right now. Sorry, the kids. Now, I read somewhere, I don't remember where I read this, but spittle was believed to have magical properties in ancient Near Eastern religions. And I think it even pops up that way a couple times in the Bible, huh? But anyways, creates this magical being with the dirt under his fingernails and spittle, and she is called Discord, is the English translation. It's translated here as Soltu, and she is created to fight with Ishtar. Now, Ea is describing Ishtar to Soltu, and he, in the course of describing Ishtar, he describes how wonderful and fearsome she is, and he gets a little bit carried away by his own description to the point that he appears to rethink his plan and say, you know, on second thought, she is so great and so powerful that you couldn't possibly defeat her. Maybe we better call this thing off. But that's actually just part of his ploy. He knows that this is going to set Soltu or Discord off. The fact that it's actually all part of his ploy is not explicitly in the text. I'm relying on Benjamin Foster's interpretation of the text, but it seems a reasonable interpretation that this is what he's planning all along. So Soltu goes off to fight Ishtar. There's a gap in the text, but when we pick up the story again, Ishtar somehow knows that Soltu is coming to fight her, and she sends out her messenger Messenger's name is, sorry, Ninshubar out. And Ninshubar comes back and he is so awed by how powerful Soltu is that he is stammering. So this is translated as, she is bizarre in her actions. She behaves unreasoningly. In her form, she is mighty. She makes many cries for battle. It's, you know, I don't know if you can see the way this is written out, but it's written out how stammering is normally written out, with a couple B's there before the actual word behaves. So be bizarre, be behaves. Anyways, Benjamin Foster does note here, and the Digital Hammurabi picks up on the same theme in their video, that that's one way to translate the text. The other way, which is favored by other scholars, is that this is just scribal error. So the fact that there's like a kind of a false start to the word is just the scribe messing up. But as Digital Hammurabi points out, if the scribe is messing up, they're messing up consistently across several lines. So maybe it is meant to represent a stammer. Of course, I don't know. I can't read the original Akkadian. I'm just going off of what the other experts say. So anyways, Ishtar goes to Ea, and she's really upset about this. And Ea promises to decommission Soltu, aka Discord, if Ishtar will behave herself better. Ishtar agrees to it, and then Ea proposes that they established a whirling dance every year to honor Ishtar as compensation for her willing to behave herself. Now, it's speculated that there actually was a whirling dance at this time in Old Babylon, and that this poem was meant in part to explain the origins of that whirling dance, and then just partly to praise Ishtar. Then the Ea goes on to praise Ishtar, but at a certain point here it becomes a little bit unclear who is Ea and who is the voice of the poet, because we stop talking about Ishtar and we start talking about the poem. So this song, your praise, the sign of your valor, Hammurabi, in whose reign this song was, my praise of you was made. May he be granted life forever. So yeah, I guess this poem was written during the time of Hammurabi, presumably. There's note at the beginning that this may have been staged dramatically. It's not written as a play, it's written as a poem, but it may have been acted as a play, with the voice of the chorus in here, just like in the Greek drama. So yeah, I thought that was interesting, and hopefully maybe you got something interesting out of this video. And if you didn't, check out Digital Hammurabi's video. You'll definitely get something out of theirs. So thank you very much, BookTube, and I will see you next time.